Hey YouTube, it's Ashley 3G, and I'm just here with my final video while I'm here on vacation. Just final thoughts on the Samsung Galaxy S3 and the Android experience in general. It's been a whole lot of fun using this phone, something very different from the iOS platform and just iPhone in general. So thank you so much for watching, and here are my final words on the Samsung Galaxy S3. Alright, so like I said in the intro, these are my final thoughts on the Galaxy S3. I want to thank you for leaving comments in my previous two videos and telling me what you wanted to hear about. There are so many features to this phone that it's hard to talk about all of them. So thank you for alerting me to some of the more major features that I did not speak about, and also some of the more basic features that I definitely should have spoken about. We'll go ahead and get right into it. Thank you again for watching these videos, by the way. It really does mean a lot to me, especially given the fact that these are so much different than my previous recorded videos. You never had to watch this, but you did, so thanks. The first thing that I wanted to talk about, when you go into your messaging, you can swipe to call and swipe to text back. So if you swipe to the right, it'll just go ahead and call whoever texted you, which I thought was really cool and actually essential. Now that I've used it so much, I really preferred calling people that way instead of going back into the address book or whatever. So that is cool. Like I said though, you can swipe also to the left. So swipe to the left and it'll take you right into your text messaging. So I did appreciate that. The next thing is lift to talk. So say I'm in that same text message. I can just go ahead and lift the phone to my ear, and I know you can't see me doing this, but I lifted the phone to my ear and it is now attempting to call that number. So very good feature there. The phone also knows when you're still looking at it. I believe it's called Smart Stay, but if you look right up here where the 4G symbol is, I'm going to keep looking at my phone for the next 30 seconds or so. Usually after that time, the phone will go ahead and turn off automatically when you're not using it, or assumes you're not using it. However, if you're in pretty good lighting and you are reading a website or looking at an email or a text message, see the little eye symbol just popped up there, it will go ahead and leave the screen on for you. So that is a good feature. I hope you caught that little eye popping up just right by the 4G sign. Alright, so another feature, let's see here. There's a subtle vibration if someone has called you and left a voicemail and you've missed it. So say the phone is lying down, it's completely turned off, you pick it up in your hand, the screen does not turn on, but the phone will actually vibrate very subtly, and that will alert you that you've missed something. I think that that is a very cool feature. It's alerted me several times, just as I said before, very subtly. So I do like that it doesn't make an alarm or doesn't, flash or anything. It just makes that vibration. Battery life. I want to thank one of the viewers for actually asking me about battery life. I had no idea that I had not mentioned that in my previous videos, so I do apologize about that. I would say it's pretty similar to the iPhone. I wouldn't say it clearly beats the iPhone, nor would I say it's worse than the iPhone. You get about a day of use from the phone. Just if you use it moderately to even heavily, I would say that you get about a day's worth before you have to recharge. There have been some days where I thought that I used the phone a pretty good bit and it still had a good chunk of battery left up here. So I would say it pretty much meets where the iPhone stands right now. And one more thing. So today I used this feature for the first time and I just needed the navigation. I needed to get somewhere. So I totally forgot that this had voice navigation, unlike the iPhone. iPhone is coming out with it pretty soon here, but for the time being the iPhone does not have it, and this phone does. It offers turn-by-turn voice-guided navigation, so it got me exactly where I needed to be. I believe that I used S-Voice to find the location in the first place, and then it asked me if I wanted to navigate. Thought that that was a major feature of the phone. My whole family used it actually today in the car to get to where we were going, and it was flawless. It really just worked very well. I was sitting in the back seat and the driver in the front seat could hear it very clearly, and like I said, it just worked and it just got us there. So very pleasant experience. I talked about S-Voice in my previous videos. I still kind of stand by it's half and half. Half the time it gets it, half the time it doesn't, or it says the network is not available, even though the iPhone and Siri on the AT&T network can still get me there. So these are my final thoughts. The biggest joy that I've gotten out of this whole thing is talking to you about Android and talking to you about the Galaxy S3. So thank you for that. I will be completely honest and say, if I had to pick a phone, I would still go with the iPhone. the camera quality is very major to me, and as soon as I found out that it was hit and miss, 50-50, half and half all the time with this phone, like it's either a very good picture or a horrible picture, I stand by my iPhone. I've never taken a bad picture with my iPhone, and I'm not just saying that, like it's a very important feature for me. I use this camera all the time, and if I had to have one phone in my pocket, I wouldn't go with this one because of that. Other features were pretty cool. S-Voice was, like I said, okay, so I wouldn't ditch this phone just because of that. Everything else worked well. I've gotten very used to the screen. Swipe texting is a must-have. I would almost say that's as important as the camera. And it's very fun using swipe texting on these Android phones. It really is. And I hope that iPhone somehow employs that, because I do think it's an asset at this point. It's just so much easier to text that way. And thank you for leaving me a comment, one of the viewers on my last video, and letting me know that I could just lift my finger and start typing the next word and it would automatically insert a space for me. That was huge for me, because I never would have stopped using that space bar if it weren't for your message. So thank you for the heads up there. And also thank you to the people who suggested various applications to help this phone run more smoothly. I do appreciate your suggestions, and I have tried out most of them, and you're very helpful. So these were my final thoughts on this phone. To be honest, one more time with you, I am thinking about returning it, just because it's hard to keep two phones on hand at all times, and I'm sort of excited about the next Apple iPhone. I'm just an Apple girl, I suppose. So whether or not I'll be keeping this phone, who's to say? In the coming days, I will definitely have to make the decision. Right now, I'm leaning towards taking it back, although it has been fun. It's just that I have unlimited data on my iPhone, and it's good enough for me, and it works all the time, and for whatever reason, I just choose to keep it. So let me know down below, should I keep this as a second phone? Should I still keep this? Would you like to see case reviews? Would you like to see more Android related videos? Are you okay with me going back to just the iPhone? That would be nice for me to know also. Thank you for listening to me ramble. This has been Ashley 3G. Thanks for watching, and please keep watching.